Hey everyone, it's July 11th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share it with serial killer Frederick Robert Klenner Jr., who killed 8 victims in 1984 and 85 in what are known as the Bitter Blood Murders. And that is him right up there. The youngest of 3 children, Klenner was born in North Carolina in 1952, and as a teen was obsessed with gaining his father's approval. His father enjoyed reading about the occult, World War II, Germany, demons, and the KKK, so Jr. did as well. In 1969, he transferred high schools to avoid racial integration, where he joined the rifle team and won the science fair. He enrolled at the University of Mississippi the following year, but ultimately dropped out at the age of 21 and never obtained his degree, after which he started working at his father's medical clinic as an unlicensed assistant. Klenner then told his father he had been accepted to Duke Medical School and left for Durham, but he actually just moved to the city and lied to everyone about what he was doing. He became engaged to a woman in 1977, but called off the wedding, telling her that he had been diagnosed with stomach cancer, which was also a lie. Then, after receiving vitamin treatments, he claimed to have been cured by his father, and the two did in fact get married in 1978. But Klenner wasn't a faithful husband, carrying on affairs with multiple women, including the wife of one of his friends. He had returned to work for his father by this point, and it's worth noting that he was a highly controversial doctor due to publishing quackery that claimed to be able to cure cancer and multiple sclerosis with high doses of vitamin C. Meanwhile, his cousin was in the midst of a messy divorce that led to a horrible custody dispute, and she was in poor health, so she went to Klenner's clinic. He examined his cousin and diagnosed her with MS, which she didn't have, and the two became close. They began to have an incestuous affair, and he hatched a plan to end her troubles with her ex-husband. His father died in 1984, leaving him $25,000, which he spent entirely on weapons and military gear. Klenner used that weaponry to shoot his cousin's former mother and sister-in-law, but the authorities thought it was a murder for hire orchestrated by a member of the family to obtain an inheritance, so he was never even a suspect. He told his lover that he was in the CIA and that her ex-husband was in the mob, which is why his relatives had been killed. Again, none of this was true. As the courts were hearing more arguments about custody of her children, Klenner acted once again, killing her parents and grandmother when he learned they would be testifying on behalf of her ex-husband. Now he was a suspect, and a wiretap recorded a confession he made to a friend over the phone. But before he could be brought in, he poisoned the 2 children with cyanide, then shot them for good measure. He and his lover loaded their dead bodies into their Chevy Blazer, which he had rigged with a bomb. They drove into Greensboro and detonated it, killing them both. The final death toll was 8 victims and himself, with his friend going to prison for being an accomplice to some of the murders for driving Klenner to the scene. The case was the subject of a book titled Bitter Blood and a TV movie starring Kelly McGillis and Harry Hamlin. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Robert Klenner Jr. I say, happy birthday, you bastard.